Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special video that I've got for you today. I teamed up with Prodigio Pete. His link is going to be down in the description below. You probably already know him. He is a phenomenal YouTuber. We teamed up on his live stream to pretty much tear open the map Outback. We wanted to just rip it apart. Now, you may have seen me do this kind of thing in the past. I've made videos like this, but we did it together and we worked together to try and find cool new angles, new lines of sight, and pretty much any sweet tip and trick that I can share with you today. So with that in mind, I think a lot of these are going to cross over, but you should definitely go and check his video out just in case he's got some little pearls in there that I haven't included in this one. But here are my 5 top tips for the map Outback. Tip number 1 is going to be the drone hole that is up by this vending machine just on the outside. Now, you see this vending machine here. If you turn to the right, the drone hole is just down there, and you can lie down. Now, if you're playing as Buck, you can actually open up the floor just inside of there, and you get an insanely incredible angle down onto the door into the compressor room just next to the garage. As you can see, Jaeger is just down there. I mean, this is insane. This is so powerful. You can see his head, you can clearly take him out, and anyone that's rotating around the map in that area, whether they're standing, crouching, you're going to be able to line that up. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to be thinking, well, hang on a minute, that is a very tight angle. How often are you going to get someone? That is a very common thoroughfare on certain sites. A lot of people are going to be moving past there, and you are easily going to be able to get kills on this. Just to show you whereabouts it is, you can see this doorway here in the compressor room. There's the hole up to the drone vent. Now, don't forget, this can work both ways. If you're playing downstairs and someone's stood next to the vending machine droning, you're going to be able to hit them from there. So it may be worth opening this up as a defender if you're playing on the top floor and you've got roamers moving around underneath. Now, I do have to give full credit where it's due. Chris Sayers actually mentioned this in the stream chat. Really good shout, man. Really good spot. One thing to consider is planting. If you try and plant, a lot of people try a turtle plant and stick it just outside of the door. If you do that, they're going to be able to long arm it from here and you won't be able to cover it. So just think about that. If you do, however, start pushing in, smoke off the right hand side and plant just here, I will go ahead and show you that this can be taken out from that drone hole upstairs. Now, if you're lying down, as and when that person comes in, you'll probably get them. If you're a little bit late to the party, as they start diffusing, they disappear out of sight. That doesn't mean they're not still ripe for the taking. If you stand up and move backwards a little bit, you can get an even tighter pixel peak onto that person's head. Now, what I am going to do is, obviously that doesn't showcase it brilliantly with the reflex sight, so I am going to go ahead and show it with the ACOG, and you can clearly see his head down there. It's really easy to take out, it's really easy to do, and this is definitely something you should consider having in your arsenal if someone manages to get a plant down there. It's not going to be difficult to rotate up here because the stairs just next to the window from the garage are just down there, so you're going to be able to get up here, or alternatively get your mate to plant down there in the smoke and you cover from here afterwards. Tip number 2 is going to take us into the garage. This is going to be a drone spot that we messed around and found out. This is incredible. Now, obviously, it's one of those drone spots where you do need to do a fair bit of jumping around. You could do it in the prep phase. You could potentially do it later on in the round. Or alternatively, you could just throw your drone up in this general direction and hope it's going to land on the vents. But if you can get up here, the line of sight it gives as a static cam is incredible. You can see all of the garage. You can keep an eye on the stairs. You can keep an eye on the office. Whatever you need to do. And it's going to be so high, it's pretty much like having a defender static cam here. It's really strong. So although it takes a little while to get there, it may be worth doing exactly that. For tip number 3, we're going to head on down into the Bush Ranger room. This is just downstairs. This is one of the bomb sites. And as you can see here, this is quite a common place for people to sort of plant the diffuser just behind that fridge. Thermite opens up this wall and they push in here, smoke it off, and then they try to get a plant down behind this indestructible fridge. Now, if anyone's playing down here and you're on attack or on defense, you can open up the roof above to try and protect this area or take anyone out that's there. But there's also another incredible line of sight we found just by tearing the map open. What we found is a better way to do it is actually go into this bunks or the dorms over to the yellow lockers just over in this corner. And if you turn around and open up all of the floor just in front of you, you will see that you get an incredible line of sight down into both sites. You can see into the connector room just in front of you. You can see into the Bush Ranger room that's directly underneath you. And you can also see into the little cupboard just over on the right, which is very often a rotation. People will blow open the wall, they'll put a rotation there, and then they will try and come through there. And as you can see from here, it's going to be very difficult for anyone to do that. Anyone that's moving around, you're going to see their legs before they can see you. Their whole body is pretty much exposed before their head, so they cannot return fire. Now I'll show it from the other way. This is Buck getting lit up. I can't see where I'm getting shot from until I go all the way forward, by which point I would be dead. And you know, this whole way is pretty much just, you can't use it. Same with the rotation hole from here. Anyone that's trying to push through the cupboard, they're going to die before they get anywhere near this objective site. The other really nice thing about this angle is the fact that anyone that's hunkering down behind the fridge, if they're trying a bandit trick or something like that, I'll go ahead and put Jaeger right up against it, and you will see from here, if you lie down up next to the lockers, you can clearly see the top of his head, and he can't see you. He cannot return fire on that if he's hiding. So really, really strong position, really strong angle, and it's perfect for someone to cover those rotations between the two sites. Tip number 3 is going to take us on over to the garage. Now, a lot of times people vault in through this window. It's a very, very common point to vault through, and if you see just there, Jaeger is holding a really tight angle, and it's a really strong angle to anyone coming in. It's going to be difficult to contest. Now, I'll go over and show you exactly what Jaeger can see. He's holding this angle here. It's going to be difficult to actually go up against that, but the problem with that angle is there is a drone hole right above it. Now I'm going to go outside, I'm going to go out through the window that I came in from, just so you've got a bit of a reference point to know where exactly this is, just in case you don't. But there's a couple of drone holes up on the roof that are incredibly strong. These are so good. It's kind of like the map coastline. Now you can obviously put drones down there, but you can also put other things down there as well. You can put Ying grenades, the candelas, you can put grenades themselves down there. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to showcase the grenade actually going down and what it can do. Just by throwing that, it's going to land directly at his feet. Now I didn't even cook that, but you can cook it and you're going to take anyone out. The only difficulty with that specific one is you can't do it from this side. If you come over to the west, the grenade is going to land on the shelf. So you need to come over to the east side for this. You need to lie down, crawl up fairly close, and it does take a little bit of practice, a couple of times, just to figure out exactly where to aim the grenade. But once you've got it, it's really easy to get. You can see it lands just next to the shelf. It lands next to Jaeger. And it's actually a common spot that people are going to hold. They're going to be near the bomb. They're going to be near that cabinet, depending on where you're pushing from. This is a really, really good trick to use. If you did like that one, you will notice that there is another drone hole up there. I did mention there's a second one. Jaeger's holding the angle onto the shark window right now. He's going to be our willing dummy. But as you can see above him, there is another drone hole. So we can utilize this exact same trick on the other drone hole. It's actually even easier on this side. So anyone that's standing here trying to hold this, they are toast. If you figure out that they're there, they're trying to control the shark stairs from here, even if they're trying to control the electrical room and they're peeking around this corner, that grenade coming from up there is still going to kill them. It's gonna, at the very least, if it doesn't kill them, it's gonna do a lot of damage. It's gonna really ruin their day and make them a lot easier to take on later on in the round. So this drone hole is just over on this side. You can throw it from either side, and obviously as soon as you put it in, you will clearly see it's going to take him out. It's going to upset him. Your mates are going to think you're awesome. Now, hopefully these tips and tricks do help in some way, shape or form. I really do love these. So, you know, thank you to Pete for helping me find them. Thank you to the guys in his stream for suggesting a lot of these. I do want to give full credit where it's due. A lot of these were actually suggested by Chris Sayers. Thank you so much for your suggestions, and you know, the rest of the guys in the stream for spotting these kind of things. They were really, really cool, and it was a lot of fun to do. It was a nice chilled stream, but a hell of a lot of fun. If you did enjoy this video, please consider hitting that thumbs up. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe for all things Rainbow Six. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay reckless and relentless.